Do you have trouble falling asleep sometimes, or you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't get back to sleep? I created a special meditation to help you fall asleep. With soothing, relaxing music and binaural beats, this meditation takes you on a hypnotic journey to the astral plane to experience pure love. And I can tell you from personal experience, it works. Check it out at hightimelinebooks.com. And sweet dreams.
Hello, Fun Astrology family. This is Liz Grace Christie back with another Tuesday forecast. Today is January 14th, 2025. No, today we do not have a void of course moon, which is kind of odd because every report I've reported on a Tuesday has involved some sort of void of course moon, anywhere from an hour to even 15 hours. But today, no, we're not catching any breaks from Miss Luna. In fact, if you're waking up on the East Coast in America, the time zone that this report takes place in, you are waking up to a moon in the sign of Cancer. On top of that, Miss Luna in the sign of Cancer at 28 degrees is conjunct retrograde Mars at 26 degrees of Cancer. And they're not alone here. They're getting a sweet trine from asteroid goddess Juno over there in Scorpio around the 22nd degree of the sign. To add a punch to this gathering, Uranus retrograde over there in Taurus at 23 degrees has been in a stark opposition with asteroid goddess Juno for at least a week now. This opposition between asteroid goddess Juno and retrograde Uranus in Taurus is an applying opposition, applying on the side of the goddess Juno. So what does it all mean, Lizzie? Break it down for us. Of course, I have got you all. This is the Fun Astrology Podcast, so buckle up for some fun interpretations. Or at least as fun as I can make them. Because I'm going to be honest here. This, despite the positive trine energy applying from asteroid goddess Juno to Mars in Cancer, I would keep your guard up today. There might be some beautiful things in your path. However, they might be quite literally an illusion. I'm saying this with the awareness that the lunar nodes have only just slipped in to the axis of Pisces and Virgo. The North Node is now in the sign of Pisces, which is really exciting. But I think we all need to be a little mindful. We're adjusting to some very new feelings. New year, new nodes, new you. I wouldn't be very surprised if you all have come across something in the last week that has seemed to be almost out of this world, because as already mentioned, it likely is. Juno represents commitments that we hold even despite our desires. Don't go breaking the bank this weekend. Don't break up your family, and maybe don't change jobs. Wait it out until at least next week to make your final call. Asteroid goddess Juno will be in an applying opposition to retrograde Uranus in Taurus until next Tuesday, January 21st. 2025. So wait it out until at least next week to make your final call. You need to see if this goddess, this muse, this beautiful thing from on high is actually what it claims to be. So tap into your higher self for the next week, keep things on pause, and remember that Mars is still retrograde, and despite your best wishes, you gotta hold out. The best will come to those that wait, especially if you were born with a Mars retrograde. You have a lifetime of learning the virtue of patience. And Mars being in Cancer is going to amplify the concept of tantrums. Don't fight for this illusion. I highly suggest waiting it out until next week. And if others seem to be having meltdowns around you, at least you know what the energy is, so just blame it on the cosmos. And hold space for your friends that find themselves in the cosmic timeout chair. I, as much as any, love to have her head stuck in the clouds. However, today and for the last week and going into next week, I do think it's best to have our heads on our shoulders or on a swivel, as Thomas has mentioned in previous reports. It's really not a time to let our guards down, despite all the magic and mystery that's going on around us. Magic and mystery is not all bad. However, this is a ripe time to deepen commitments that already exist, as well as potentially create commitments that could end up costing us a lot in the future. Just stay sharp and listen to your higher self. They know what's going on. And if you do find yourself in a pickle in the future, it's okay, because your higher self probably guided you there for a reason. Everything is always on divine timing. Yes, even divine timing for your friend that finds themselves in the cosmic timeout chair. I'm going to leave it there. If anything out of this world, mysterious or miraculous has occurred prior to listening to this podcast or after, we would love for you to share in the comments. Your interaction on whatever platform you are listening to this podcast helps others find this content. Also, if you find yourself enjoying the added layer that the asteroid goddesses give to these weekday forecasts, you can have more. I release a weekend goddess report every week, and they are released on my own podcast channel, Galactic Mythology. These goddess reports focus on the asteroid goddesses Juno, Vesta, Ceres, Pallas Athena, Black Moon Lilith, and many more. Basically, all the femmes get the focus, and I talk about the weekend ahead every single week, starting from midnight Pacific Standard Time Friday, all the way through to midnight Pacific Standard Time Monday. You can find the Weekend Goddess Report by searching Galactic Mythology with Lizz Grace. Lizz Grace is spelt with 2 Z's, Lizz, and then Grace, Grace. Galactic Mythology with Lizz Grace, Weekend Goddess Report. Thank you for listening to the end. Remember to leave a comment, like, or subscribe. My name is Lizz Grace Christie, reporting for the Fun Astrology Podcast. I hope you all have a wonderful Tuesday, and you'll catch me next week.